Well, try a walking rant. I I skipped lunch today, and I had a, what do you call it? Not hypoxia, hyperglycemia episode, because I'd forgotten that I'd skipped lunch, and I suddenly felt all of this paranoia and panic and anxiety and all of this crap. And I'd completely forgotten that I hadn't eaten any proper lunch. And I also had a breakfast that was very heavy on carbohydrates, and that causes a hypoglycemic crash. So it was my own doing. But I held it together, and I was thinking about Brian Josephson, talking about how his TM exercises made him think clearer. But you also you've got to start with what it is you're thinking about as well. And what I spend a lot of my time thinking about is trying to live a kind of integrated life where the day isn't split up between meditating and doing and getting money and sorting out my bank account, and where these things are somehow built into the fabric of life. As they would be, I suppose, if you're in a monastery. But I don't know. I really enjoyed that film about the monks in the Bavarian Alps or wherever they were. But because I only had to live their life for 3 hours, and it was beautiful. But it was not the kind of life that I want to live. Monks were forced into living in communities, well, assuming that they all were naturally hermits, and forced to live in communities by circumstances, because cities are unable to accommodate people who aren't in some way part of the polity. Because of property ownership and stuff like that, I presume. Maybe I should read more about Athens and Solon, but I much prefer taking my philosophy in very, very small doses, homeopathic quantities of philosophy, and then trying to hope that the morphic resonance sets something good going. I did like that talk about Brian Joseph's talk about biology, and basically he's talking about boundary conditions, and and eval and apply and how they work in physics. And I did hear that Jerry Sussman's been working on term rewriting systems and things. You can do some really amazing things with those. You can write programs that build up these great big structures and then reduce them and build them up again. And really, when I saw those patterns coming up on my screen, I mean, all I was doing was rewrite rules that took C type declarations and normalized them, because with type defs and things it gets a bit complicated. And they really, I thought, this is it. Lara Pausini is going to fall in love with me because I've figured out how to do music with algorithms. This is the real deal. But of course, getting those cascading chord changes and rhythm changes and everything into something that sounds like beautiful music, it's not going to be very easy. Nick Cave can just do it in his head. That last song, I've forgotten what it's called. Not Dark Hours a Day. Long Dark Night. That is so beautiful, the structure in that. I can't say what it is, but there's this incredible structure in it. There must be Bach aficionados who talk about Bach in those terms. His choral works. So I'm going for a long walk now. Last night I went out for a walk. I was thinking about, again, what kinds of qualities of silence, and that was amazing. There's a part where the Cam passes underneath the A14 between Cambridge and Bates Bite Lock, and it's a horrible place, even late at night, because every car that goes over it goes over the expansion joints. They go ba-bang, ba-bang. And underneath the bridge it's all amplified and echoes. Horrible place. It's arguably the ugliest spot on the river anywhere between Great Chesterford and I don't know, the Wash. And yet all these ugly noises, but there were bats flying around. This was about 10:30 or 11 at night. Bats flying around and otters swimming in the river. I didn't think they were fishing. There was no sort of violence. It was just gentle splashing. There were just some otters there. I think there were more than one, but I only saw the eyes of one when I tried to take a photograph. When the flash came on, all that I got to see was these orange little eyes, about 2 inches apart, if that, looking at me. That was fantastic. So I was talking about qualities of silence, and in nature there's very little actual silence, and I like environments with nature. I'm not that big into human resonances. A lot of them make me feel very uncomfortable because I don't think we're well. And the reason I don't think we're well, is that we don't seem well. But I think that the reason that we aren't well is that our natural environments aren't rich enough. And when I was in Bolivia, living in that squalid little mouldy tin shack, there was something right about that natural environment down in the, what was left of the forest down that area. Maybe it was a mixture of natural and human environment. There seemed to be something right about it. Sorry, the clicking is going to come out on the video now, I've just been realising. But there's also the effect that cocoa chewing has on your nervous system is really, that had a big part in it too. But the thunderstorms and that electrical storm at night in Guanay was absolutely magical experience. I was looking at San Jose de Chupiamonas on Google Maps, and it looks like there's been a road upgrade. The road is very clear all the way through. So, but on the other hand, the houses haven't changed that much, which is a nice sign. Sounds like somebody managed to, if the photos are accurate, I don't know how recent they are. I looked at the photo of the place I used to sleep in Cochabamba, and the photo for that street, Calle Baptista, is it predates when I started sleeping out there, because I can tell because of the stair into the office building. So it's earlier than 2016, or it's taken in 2016 or so, or before. So here you can hear the A14 from here now. It's over there. That's the river. And I was also feeling bad about ignoring the videos of Edith and Efrain in Curiosidades de Mamá. But it's so hard to connect. She did a live stream peeling nopales the other night. At the same time, I posted those fancy pasta recipes, well, those simple pasta recipes, because they weren't complicated, from Italian restaurants and Italian chefs. She posted one on foraging in Mexico, and I didn't even watch it. And the cook at Winter Comfort is a Mexican guy, but he doesn't have Mexican ingredients to cook with, and he doesn't have time to spend cooking Mexican food. But he must miss it. I wonder if we can go and do a midnight raid on the Botanic Gardens hothouse and get some nopales to eat for breakfast. I don't think that would go down well, would it? They've got them. They've also got a miserable little agave cactus. Tiny. It's not miserable. It's good. It's in good condition. It's absolutely minute. I suppose they don't want 7-foot high agave sculptures in the palm house or in the cactus room at the Botanic Gardens in Cambridge. I did find my friend, my Bolivian mama, Brugmansia Suaviola, and I don't know if this is creative Wikipedia editing, but it does turn out to have gynecological application, which will amuse that girl who walked past me looking at me very queerly one night. And she knew that I was eating that stuff and what have you. Oh, you're lovely. Why didn't you talk to me? Why couldn't anybody talk to me? I'm a fucking monster. There we go, there's the bridge. And it also explains that why I found out here a headless fish, quite large. It had been munched up. And I think that might have been an otter. The fish was on this path here. That's the bridge. I think I'll stop the video there. I made enough of an ass of myself. Julia Buenaventura, que maravillosa tus videos. Buenaventura, San Buenaventura is the name of the town where donde se desemboca el río Cali, yo creo. And somebody told me that you can buy coca up there.